There we go. I don't know if that thing actually works. We'll see if it does it on my phone. There should be an auto direct from the premiere that we just had. Yeah, looks like Talca came in earlier. Don't know if he will be around or not, but we'll get some hellos to him out there. Yeah, let's see. It should automatically bring you over. What's happening, Josh? I like the new way that they do those, how you get the round circles around your names there. What's going on, Jason? And what is happening, Roger? It is super, super late over there, buddy. How come you're not sleeping right now? I'd be I'd be sleeping right now. Yeah, I kind of teased it a little earlier on Jess's stream, Roger's daughter. Oh, there we go. Got a guest quickly. We good? We're good. There he is. What's going on, Josh?
What's going on?
Not much. I was just mentioning here. Oh, Chris maybe snuck in there. What's going on, Chris? I was just mentioning earlier. I was catching Jess Hipkiss's stream. That's Roger's daughter there, and I'm thinking that I might try to by the end. I'm not saying like right at the beginning of 2026, but maybe in 2026. I'd love to take a trip over to England. That would be amazing to like really plan something out and like hit a whole bunch of spots over there and meet up with a whole bunch of people.
And it's like a whole different, obviously, like location, but like they're pulling out stuff we don't pull up.
Yeah, like real stuff. I mean, we catch real stuff too, but they like, almost everything they pull up has some sort of history behind it. It's crazy.
And
they
coin.
they magnifish the same spots too, and they still get stuff over and over and over again. It's crazy.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
It would be. Plus, some of them are just funny people. I mean, obviously, there's Roger and his crew, but I really like, and I've been watching pretty much since we started watching Magnafishing was Hooligan Steve, because he's hysterical. He's kind of a dummy like the rest of us. He's just a goofball who's out there, and yeah, he's fun. So, Josh, I want to part of why Josh is coming on here is you may not see it if you're not a member of his channel over at 508 Magnets, but Josh, after 10 months, went back and visited a site where I lost a magnet, and on the first toss, he saved it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. The rope is trash. It's so dried out.
Right.
And there's a spot on it that must have been rubbing on the bridge, or it's from when you guys were using the come along or something, that it's the orange part has like come apart and you can see all the inner cables and stuff. So the rope is trash, but the magnet,
it's still a good. It hasn't been used more than 10 times. I'm telling you, dude, that thing is like brand new. But yeah, and there's because Jason was there with you. So
I met up with Jason. Jason's local to that area, so I had him verify that it was there, so that I didn't waste my time. But I was going camping in Vermont and literally passing over that bridge.
Right.
So like, I can spare 2 minutes, and that pretty much literally all it took.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, it took me longer to tie the knot than it did to actually pull it back up. So
did you figure out why it never splashed, or did you just not hear it? Because you don't hear it in the video.
Yeah, we don't hear it in the video.
Yeah,
but magnet came up wet. I'm thinking that somehow it like pendulumed, and it didn't really like hit the water, but it like skimmed across it, so it didn't really make a big splash. That's all I can think of.
Sell it back for half price. No, Josh can have that one. Josh can have that one. Carolina replaced mine for Christmas because she knew I really liked it. I really like the Cube because I love the different flat surfaces. You'll find that you can get a lot different stuff with it because it grabs things differently.
Yeah, I wanted to get out this week and do it, but I just didn't have the motivation to get out this week. But um, hopefully, I'm having some car troubles right now, so
I've been seeing that.
traveling to Magnet Fish or Metal Detect it's a qualm right now. So
Right.
I'm either sticking very local or within walking distance if I can. So I'm in the
Yeah.
market for a new vehicle. Hopefully I can get that accomplished soon. But yeah, the road trip to Vermont really added some stress to my vehicle and made a whole bunch of
Yeah.
things go wrong, like all at
That
once.
sucks.
So
Yeah, that's horrible. I wish I knew more about cars, like so I could fix my own, but I don't. I'm a cable guy. I'm not a mechanic.
I what do I tell my wife? I'm an adequate mechanic, so
Right.
I can
I've
fix it.
done some stuff. I've actually like because of YouTube replaced like a starter one time,
Yeah,
um, and a couple other like really small things. But I wouldn't get like super involved in it. I won't even do an oil change. I'd bring that to somebody else.
yeah. No, I do all my own oil changes. Just a couple months ago, I replaced the inner and outer tie rods, control arms, linkages, all sorts of stuff.
That's right,
Um,
Chris.
but then I've got some stuff that come up now that are a little bit more involved, and I either don't have the patience, time, or money
Yeah,
fix it. But
I hear you. I mean, I'm lucky that mine because I do bring it to get oil changes at least. Um, this is funny. This is one of Talia's friends named Campion. Hello,
I
Campion.
saw that.
I appreciate you popping in. Um, Campion's super cool. He goes to school with Talia, but anyways, I don't do anything. Luckily, the car that I have is a 2015. I managed to like really bust ass on some extra payments, so it's paid off already.
Nice.
But it's
Mine is
in
paid off.
relatively good shape. So
We paid off both our cars, I think last year or the year before. So it's been nice to not have a car payment, and I'm trying to repeat that again, but
yeah,
it's
there he
it's
is.
it's tough.
Buddy's popping in here.
I've been finding a lot of cars and trucks and stuff that have like a decent price range, but then
Yeah,
the miles are like 200 plus.
yeah,
And I'm like, my God, like one of them I saw was like $3,000 for a nice looking truck. And I was like, oh, I could buy that. Like that would be easy. And it,
Right.
no joke, 311,000 miles.
yeah. That's a lot.
Like,
300.
uh,
I could deal with. I could deal with 200,000 because I'm actually like pushing
yeah.
180 on mine. Because I drive so much. But
Yeah. I
um,
was like, I am not buying a car with 300,000 miles, no matter how
no,
good it looks.
no matter how good, even if it were like a well taken care of
Anybody?
Toyota, which lasts forever.
Yeah. Well, this one it was very well maintained Toyota, but
Okay. I
I,
actually saw a guy today. I'm not a big truck guy, but now that I'm Magnafish and stuff, my CRV really isn't working out too well. But I used to have one of those Explorer Sport Tracks, which were like the small pickup trucks. It was
okay.
basically a Ford Explorer with a pickup. They just
Right.
knocked out the back part of it. But I saw on a work site today there was this guy that has a new type of truck called a Ford Maverick,
Oh, I
and
like those.
it's very small and like I don't want to do what you're talking about, which is pull on another car payment, but my 17-year-old is about to start driving. So I need to figure out, am I going to give him my car and go get a car, or am I going to go get him a, a cheaper one, like something, something with 300,000 miles and let him bang around on it for a year.
Yeah.
because the only thing he has to worry about is getting from home to school. It's not like I don't see this kid as driving around a ton. He likes being downstairs, playing his games, doing his own thing. But yeah,
Oh, if you
Wood Maverick is
your
all-wheel
car,
drive. See, that even makes it even better, dude.
yeah, Magnet mom and dad were saying like they have a Volkswagen with nearly $300,000, 300K on it. That's great if you've owned it that whole long time, but I can't
Right.
take a risk on a used car with that high a mileage, like not knowing. Like if I bought it from a friend, that would be different. But buying it, from a
Freaking Ranger.
stranger on the internet, you're just asking for trouble. That's a Ford friggin' Ranger.
That's funny. That's what I thought this one was at first. I'm like, is this the new Ranger? Is this why people say this all the time? But then I
No,
walked around the back and I'm like, no, it's a Maverick. And he said you can actually get some of the newer ones. You can get hybrid. I would never get anything fully electric, but
yeah,
I would definitely be into having a hybrid. So that way wouldn't get stranded and I could put some gas in it to go somewhere.
yeah. I like those the all electric trucks. I can't think of what they're called right now, the brand on them, but
Hmm.
they're very nice. But last year we were camping in Vermont, and the people camping next to us had one of them, the Rivians,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he was like, "Oh, we had to stop on the way up here for 2 hours to charge my truck," and I was like, and they were actually from like this area,
Right.
um, from my area. I think they were from Taunton or something. And I was like, it's already a 4 hour drive up here. You made it a 6 because you didn't charge your truck. I was like,
Wow.
nope, thank you.
Yeah, no, at that point you got to look at the cost differential. You know what I mean? Like in time is money as far as I'm concerned. If you waste
Yeah,
2 hours like that, that's a waste of time.
yeah,
That's why I think a hybrid would definitely be a better option. You never have to completely stop and you can get by on gas if you had to.
yep.
Yeah. Fully electric now, Peugeot 2008. I have a feeling, Roger, that they make it easier over there with electric stuff. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that it's just you guys have figured this out before we have. But it's yes, a 2008 fully electric SUV. So they've been doing it for nearly 20 years.
Yeah.
To get northern New England, there's not enough charging stations.
I
Oh,
forget where I was up in Vermont there, but there was a whole line. Oh no, you know what? That was at that was a truck stop in Mass. Never mind. I was gonna say there was a whole row of Tesla charging stations, but that
right.
was in
Well,
so
they're
yeah.
going around just about everywhere. We even have them like where I work because they've tried to like bring in some of their corporate cars as electric. So there's two stations at my job. Um, and no one even goes and tries to use them except for the Comcast place. There's no chains that would stop somebody from charging if they went over there.
Yeah,
And I don't think anybody would say anything either.
probably not.
I think it's crazy that a home does not have. You know what, though, buddy? I have actually looked into doing solar, but I would have to take down enough trees. And, I'm definitely down for taking some of them down, but I don't want all my trees gone. I live in a very small property. I have like maybe a third of an acre.
Yeah,
It's not gigantic, but it's my space, and I want to keep a couple of the trees. Um, but I do have a really high house. I have one of the like a salt box style. So it's 2 stories and it's completely flat. It almost looks like a colonial home. It's intended to look like that. Um, but again, I have too many trees.
yeah. I got solar a couple of years ago, and it was really one of the best things I ever did for my house. But it took me a while to take that leap because I thought it was going to cost me a bunch, and it really didn't. I made out like a bandit, honestly. But
Oh,
yeah,
that's an interesting stat. Campion, 120,000 gas stations and only 15 have electric charging stations. 15,000. That's still a low number.
I was going to say more than 15.
No, I
15,000.
think he means 15,000. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah. What's his name? Roger over here said something. Why don't we put solar panels on car roofs? I've always said that.
Some of
Dude.
them do.
Talia's right there, but she won't lean down. I'm not going to move the camera. You got to.
I'm not gonna lean down because I'm going upstairs and I need to look for shorts because there's this pair of shorts I've had for so long and now suddenly I can't find them. And it's actually
Well,
it
take a look at your room.
was a short. No, I've my room is a mess because I've been looking in my closet.
There you go. Camp
You
Jet's
know-
yelling at you.
Uh,
Buddy says hi.
anyway, on Universal, you know the shorts that I wear?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find those shorts and I can't find them anywhere.
Well, that was from July. So good luck with that.
I wore
Bucky,
them.
what's
I
happening,
also wore
dude?
them on the first day of school. It's actually so crazy.
Custom Studio asked who I am.
Custom
I'm
Studio.
508 Magnets,
sorry.
magnet fitter, metal detector, treasure hunter extraordinaire.
Yeah, custom. He's done a ton of videos with us, custom. I'm surprised that you haven't seen him. Maybe he has. Just maybe he doesn't know your name. First name. I still don't know a bunch of people's first names. I still go into some channels
Fun.
during their lives and I'm like, hey buddy.
I'm terrible with names, absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad I got that magnet the other day because I did the drop method, which is where you attach a heavy counterweight to the rope, drop it over the bridge, and hopefully the force of the weight pops the magnet up. But I'd never actually done that method.
Okay.
So I was talking to Jason, I'm tying the knot and stuff, and I'm like, I really hope this works. I've never done it.
I mean, the theory sounds perfectly solid. So, I mean, I would have attempted it too. I don't think I had anything on me at that time. And honestly, I hadn't even thought of that method yet. Yeah, I'm trying to think right now, like, would I have had anything in the car? You know what? I was trying to do it with I had found a sledgehammer head.
Oh, you did? Yeah, you had the sledgehammer.
Yeah, but I couldn't get it through the hole, and that's what I was trying to do. So I was trying to get it into the rope so I could use it as a counterweight, but I couldn't get it into the rope.
A lot of people say you only need like a 10-pound weight, like a 10-pound boat anchor is what most people use.
He's right
I'm from
here,
south of
Roger.
Boston. Yep. Massachusetts.
Yeah, he only lives about an hour away from me, Roger.
But yeah, I was trying to think of what I could use because I knew I had to do the drop method. Like that's the only way. Would I have scaled the bridge? Possibly if I had more time. I've done it before, as you know.
I know, but that one was high, dude. That one was
it was very high.
A lot more dangerous.
But drop method is preferred for that situation. So I was trying to
now
what I could use for that. And then I remembered I had this set of 40-pound dumbbells in my house that I don't even know where they came from. But I was like, I'll just tie the knot around that and drop it over. And that's exactly what I did. And worked like a charm. First try. So
first shot. You can't beat that, dude.
Yeah, I'm just glad the rope didn't break.
It was that brittle, right? After 10 months, just drying out?
Just completely dried out in the sun. And like I said, I didn't know until we pulled it up, but there was that big frayed spot on there.
That, it's lucky maybe that we didn't put any more pressure on it, or else it would have snapped and then it wouldn't be able to get it.
Yep.
The old bridge dangle. Josh has done the old bridge dangle, saving my magnet. And again, I mean, he saved this one,
Yeah, look at my bazooka video from last year around this time, and you'll see me crawling underneath there. I got a short about it too, so
yeah, I think I did a couple of things on it also.
Yeah, Jason said I wasn't expecting it to work on the first try, and honestly, neither was I, but we didn't think it worked at first in the video, which is right now from channel members only, but I will probably release it in a couple of weeks
Right.
for everybody. But I throw the magnet and I was waiting for a splash, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, nope, no splash. It didn't work. Let's pull it up. And I was only going to give it like 2 shots because I really was more crunched for time than I thought I was.
Yeah.
We had to get to our campsite, which was still just under an hour away, but we made it. Made it on time. So I was like, I'm only giving this, talking to my wife, and I'm like, I'm only giving this 2 shots. If it don't work, it don't work. We'll try it on the way back home.
And we'll move on. Yeah.
But it
That's
worked
awesome
for a
that
time.
it's awesome that it did work though, dude. Like
Yeah.
I'm psyched that someone gets to use it, you know? Because it's a really good magnet.
Yeah,
I
it's
still haven't
strong.
tried. Like I said, she replaced mine, but I also won on Jay Don't Plays giveaway thing. Chris Maybe had kicked in for a magnet, and then Benny upgraded it. So I have one of the Kratos squares.
Nice.
I haven't used it yet though.
Yeah, I was looking at it and trying to see like what the poundage was on the cube, the regular cube, and it's 3,000
Yeah,
pounds.
3,000. Yeah, which is still a
Then-
lot. I mean, that's
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
the other magnetar I use, the Beast, that's 3,100 pounds. So
okay.
they're a huge size difference. You know, one is a big cylinder, and the other one's this short, stout little cube.
Right.
So I mean, I'm impressed with the strength of it. So
What's really cool about it too, and I wish like everybody made cubes, but is it's encased. So
Yes.
it doesn't seem to like break down. It doesn't seem to chip. I mean, I think that would be pretty safe thrown just about anywhere. You know, mine is the Battle Magnet 3500. But I've got chunks taken out of the bottom of it. Like there are big chunks, chips. I should probably get it replaced soon.
yeah, there's a couple of small chips on the bottom of my 360, but nothing like majorly structural, because it
Right.
just has the cap that goes over the top of it, so the bottom is still raw magnet. But
Well, that's what I'm talking about. And the Battle Magnet is basically like the Brute Boss. It's got
Yeah.
that really thick casing. They have a really thick one compared to like Kratos or Magnetar. Those are very thin covers. So this thing, that's where all the weight comes from, because it's like 6 pounds to throw that magnet.
Yeah.
So Mad Mag knows. I mean, it just chips and chips and chips on the inside, because I think that's such a strong outer edge that it almost like blasts it out in a way. You know what I mean? Like piece by piece. Do you use different size magnets? Yeah, Campion. Sometimes.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, I just got my 360 this year. Well, technically last year. I've been using it for about a year. Before then, I used a flat single-sided, which are great for, fishing from a bridge or an elevated area, but not great from like fishing from a shore, because if you pull it, it doesn't lay flat. It lays either this
Right.
way or completely up. But the 360, there's magnet all around. So,
Right.
and I
do like
still
the,
sometimes use the flat single-sideds.
I don't have many of them. I only have one, but when I met up with you, I went over to Echo Bridge afterwards, and I used a clamp, and I
Yeah.
actually liked it. I feel like the way it threw and everything, it felt comfortable, but what you call it? I feel like it wasn't as strong because the weights are different on both sides. You know what I mean? It's not like
Yeah.
not like a 360 where it's all around 3,500 pounds, 3,500. Even you might buy a 1,400 clamp, but it's only 800 each side.
Yeah. You don't see
Yeah.
many people using the clamps too much anymore,
No.
but the 360s have definitely taken over the game. But custom asked if one chip
Yeah.
essentially compromise it. It can.
Why?
I can't find the shorts. I've looked.
I don't know where they would be.
I know. I'm just telling you this. I've looked
She's losing her stuff.
entirely. It's so crazy.
950
So, yeah.
clamp. It's pathetic. That's what Buddy says.
Hey, you
It's
had some good finds of this out in Needham that day. You got
Yeah,
a
I do.
with his clamp. He got a BB gun, and was it you or Buddy that got the motorcycle frame or something that time? I
I
can't
got the
remember.
motorcycle frame.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was with, I think I was using the Terror at that time.
I was gonna say the Terror. Yeah,
Yeah. I liked the Terror until it exploded on me. I still don't know why that happened.
had to been from a chip. That's all I can think of is that.
It had
Like,
to have, but it had a
uh,
cover and everything, and it just
Yeah, at
Blew
some
up.
point, what I imagine is you got a crack in the magnet, and maybe you weren't able to see it because of the
Maybe.
housing, but it got enough of a split that it possibly like reverse magnetized itself
right.
and end up pushing away from the other
It could be.
side of the magnet. That's my theory.
I wish custom, but that could be. I wonder what you could do. There's got to be some sort of fabric, maybe some sort of like neoprene or something that would help it out a little bit.
It's tough though because I've thought about this. I'm like, maybe we can make like a rubber cover or silicone or even resin. Dip the whole magnet in
Yeah.
resin. But the problem is nothing is going to be a one-time cover.
Right.
You're going to have to replace that over and over because
Unless
we're
you buy the cube.
dragging
Unless
on
you buy the
rocks,
cube
we're
that's
dragging on
completely-
sand, and then
completely in there.
in the cover
I
you're
wonder
going to
if I have
lose strength too.
Trying to look around to see if I have it anywhere. I don't think it's in here. Was gonna bust out the Kratos one, but I think those ones are these maggots are made from magnets, not maggots. Yeah, but neodymium is a brittle metal and it's actually very explosive in powder form. If you look up like the properties of neodymium, it's very explosive. Something happens when it's compacted and it turns into a magnet. I don't know if the magnetic field all of a sudden keeps it together or something, but that's what I've read is that it's explosive in powder form.
Interesting.
This one's the broken magnet. Poles and push away from each other.
Yeah, they changed
Oh,
poles.
that makes
That's my theory.
that could be a good theory. I didn't think of that, or maybe I misheard you.
Because if you have like, say like a magnet from like a car speaker that's typically a circle,
Right.
and you were to break that in half, you'd never be able to get those two halves together. They would like flip, or
Right.
go.
Property changes. Huh. I never
Oh.
thought about that. That could be exactly what happened. There was probably a chip in it. Somehow it completely broke all the way through and just exploded.
Yeah, or it broke it enough that it exploded, obviously. So
Yes. You know what? It's actually kind of leading me to want to watch about it too, buddy. You can change the poles by putting metal. I'd like to figure out a way, dude, of getting some sort of, and I'm sure you know the name of this, the thing that they use at like junkyards so you can shut the magnet off.
oh yeah, the electromagnets, that'd be awesome.
I would love that because then if your magnet's just full of crap and like all that slag that just holds onto it,
Just
this would
drop.
just all that shit would come off.
Yeah,
Electromagnets. I wonder how big of a deal it would be to get a small one, if that's even possible. Instead of getting into the magnet game, start getting into electromagnets because everybody will need one for their magnet.
Yeah.
Could dip right into that market. I
All
can
right,
keep these things quiet.
I gotta run. It was fun
All
being on here.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you coming on and telling the story.
Yeah, and new video drops on Saturday morning for me. So if you're not
Silver City Saturdays.
Silver City Saturdays, so
Yep.
all right.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you coming along, and good luck with the car stuff. That absolutely sucks.
It's no fun.
Nope.
All right.
All right, man.
Peace.
Take it easy. Yeah, so we got about maybe 15 more minutes here. I don't know if Talia's going to need much of help, but yeah, custom. So you also see this guy in here too. Custom's been hanging around the channel for a little while, buddy. But just so you know, custom buddy also is local. And him, 508 Josh that was just here, and Brockton Magnafisher Sean, we all met probably like a year and a half ago because Sean had invited us all to do a video together. So it was kind of cool. Oh, always the mocker guys. Yeah. Yeah, and to go back to your question earlier, custom with the chip, I still feel like my magnet's pretty strong. I don't know how to test it. I don't know if there's any way to test it, but I still feel like I'm stepping on things and pulling the magnet off. So it's still very strong. It's probably a little weakened, but I can't imagine it's more than if it's a 3500 magnet. I don't think I knocked off more than 500. We come this summertime, custom. It'll probably happen more often. We hung out a lot last summer. Went and did a bunch of collabs. Hung out with Buddy. Went and hung out with Josh. Hung out with Brockton a bunch. Yeah, we'll see. They're all cool dudes. They all talk funny though. Buddy's a treasure hunter. He has a lot of different hobbies. I'd say you're probably, I don't know, man. Are you more into metal detecting nowadays more now that you can get outside, or are you still think gold panning is what your calling is? What are you doing, man? And maybe one of these times when we actually go out, when we meet up, maybe you can help me pan this silly stuff. I still have the dirt from GP. Flatlanders. It's pretty flat around here. I feel me. Really? I just are you sure about that one, Roger? Yeah, I still have the pay dirt, dude. I would be worried about getting them stuck together, dude, and that I would never be able to get them apart again. The worst time I'd ever been stuck was when me and Brockton were actually up in Boston. We were up in Boston last summer, right near the TD Garden where the Celtics, I don't even want to mention their damn names right now, where they play. And our magnets got stuck like head on. And he was using the Brute Boss, which is, basically 3,500. And I was using my 3,500 pound battle magnet. So it was literally 7,000 pounds. It must have charged. Something must have happened. But it's a strong magnet. I don't even know what the weight is anymore. But I'm happy with it, and it's not broken to the point where I can't use it. Try it for a day or two. Okay. Do you think I could use two different types of magnets? Would they charge each other up? 7,000 pounds. Dude, buddy, I'll have to get you that. I'll have to find the short. Because I had to end up getting one of the spikes that we had pulled out of the harbor. I found something else and I was able to smash it in there enough and use it like a fulcrum And I basically, as I pulled this one way, told Sean, pull as hard as you can, and he pulled it off, but there was a struggle. Any Nate. Okay. That's amazing. Custom. Holy crap, that's a rare thing to happen. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you. I will try it, dude. I absolutely will try it. But earlier I had mentioned Roger, even in Jess's stream. It's something I would like to definitely think about trying to do is go across the pond. Awesome custom. I appreciate you popping in here, dude. Always appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're gonna keep building, man. Unless this shoulder decides that it wants to stop working, we're gonna keep we're gonna keep going through it. I enjoy the hobby. I enjoy hanging out with everybody. I enjoy meeting people on here. It's really opened up a whole new world. So I enjoy it. Heck, I even went to I don't know if I showed you this, guys. I wasn't sure how it was going to work out, but I got invited to a YouTube event. Just silly little placard thing that they gave us. But got invited to one of those up in Boston. And I thought that maybe I'd be able to learn something, you know. And I did, but it was at a different level. It's crazy. I know. I do, Charlie. We have the trade image search. I haven't tried yet, Jason. I don't know either, buddy. I think it's honestly luck of the draw. I think it's the time of day because I'm almost always on Mondays at a specific time. So I think that really helps. Absolutely. That's the plan. May not be early 2026, Roger, but I'm definitely shooting for the end. So clear up a little stereotype for me. It rains a lot over there, right? Is there like a season maybe where there's not so much rain? Morning campers. It is morning, or is it still really night over there, Andy, and you just haven't gone to bed like this other crazy guy from the UK who's up till 12:30? I'd have already been asleep for 2 hours, guys. I'm in bed at 10 p.m. Appreciate you popping in though, Andy. I'd love to go over there. And I try to, Charlie. I rested on Sundays. That's not meant in any other way other than it just happens to be my first day off for the week. So it's 1:30 a.m. God, they're troopers. Yeah, I give it rest on Sunday. I'm really working hard, you know, like everybody sees, you know, we're trying our best, and I feel like if I give it too much rest, then I'm just gonna be set back, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, that's what happens when you start getting old, unless they're doing something different over there. But I don't know if I missed your answer here. There's the answer. June till September is usually good weather, but no guarantees. Okay. September probably sounds like a closer time to when that would maybe happen, because it would be easier for me to travel in the fall. Awesome. Appreciate it, buddy. That definitely sounds like something closer to when I'd be able to go. There's so many people over there I want to meet, but I also just want to fish you guys' waters. You get a lot less junk than we do. You still get junk. I know you guys get junk. But you get a lot less of it. You get way more interesting stuff. And I don't know if I actually end up finding something cool, how hard it's going to be for me to get it out of the country. I'll probably have to leave it there. I don't think I'll be able to bring any mementos home from the water. Do you think they would stop me? Roger, Andy? if I found something and maybe cleaned it up, put it in my carry-on. It's not like I took anything, found it in the water, right? But we got about 4 minutes, guys, and then I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna try to keep this little premiere and then chat thing to a 1 hour block. One of my friends even found a body. Oh man. That's always a fear of mine, is finding anything. I mean, once I saw the video that Jason from Motor City Magnet Fishers, where he found the dog that was chained up. That was horrifying enough. I couldn't imagine finding a body. But I do have to say that I watched some channels on YouTube where they're divers that try to help with like missing persons cases and stuff like that, and they do a lot of that. They have to have some really good, like really good gut strength to not vomit or get sick, because they find bodies in cars all the time that are immersed. Those are some really weird videos to watch. Exactly. No, thank you. That's why I try to use the hook as least as possible, Kelly. I gotta verify what I'm pulling up before I start pulling it up. If I start pulling it and I see that there's a bike, yep, I'll throw the hook. If it's a I don't know what that is, it's better it stays unknown. But I don't think I've been anywhere shady enough to find a body at. Oh my God, Roger. For real? That is very rough. I can't imagine finding a dog. You know what? I did see, and I think it was a deer. I found a very old bridge in the middle of nowhere in the town of Harwich here. And the odd thing is I grew up in Harwich, but I never knew about this bridge. And when I was walking up to the spot, I saw a rotten carcass in the water, and it was pretty nasty. It actually kind of made me not want to really fish there, because I wasn't sure if the water was stagnant or not. Jason, let me know. I mean, you said a while ago that you'd be willing to go halfway, and since you're 3 hours away, I drive an hour and a half all the time to spots. So I'm down. I mean, I've already said I'll go to Worcester, which is 2 hours from here. So let me know. Exactly, Charlie. Jobs and things like that. Oh, okay. Well, I guess if you're desensitized to it, but I'm not. I don't know. I have a hard enough time seeing animals dead in the street, like steer my car out of the way. It's still pretty gross. But guys, it is 8:30. Our hour is up. I'm gonna get back to editing, because now that video dropped, now I got to chop it up. Worcester's 2.5 for you. Okay, that's kind of weird. You're probably going more of a straight line, whereas I got to go up and over. Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna take off. Get back to editing. I was talking about breaking videos down. I put all my long form stuff right into a website called Opus Clips, guys. I'll caption everything for you. It's super cheap. And it's only like $9 a month. You feed in a long form video, and that's how I make my shorts. So that's what I'm gonna do. I appreciate y'all stopping in, especially you folks over in the UK who came over. You're crazy for being up this late. I got about an hour and a half and I'm going to bed, and that'll be 10 p.m. I appreciate y'all. Adios.